Oh yeah, that's right. It's going on my channel.
Yeah.
Ha ha! Hey guys! Hey potatoes! I'm leaving that in there. I don't care. Uh, we're rusty at this collaboration reacts with Mage, as you know from the Saturday Night live streams. He's introducing me
Yes.
to Ren with the song
Yes,
Hi
I
Ren.
am.
I have no idea who this is, what genres he does, anything about him. So this is a raw reaction from me.
He does a lot of mixture of music genres. He's done. I'm sure you've heard of crap
I have heard of
from
crap, but that's not really a good music genre, I think.
no the Verve.
Yeah.
Yeah. That song from the Verb.
Mhm.
I can't remember what it's called
Oh,
right now.
Bittersweet
Off the top of
Symphony?
Bittersweet Symphony. Yes, he did a rendition of it.
Mhm.
Apparently, the guy from the Verb really liked it and sent him, I think, a guitar. I think
Oh,
is what was
wow.
told to me in the comments.
Hmm.
Um, with this song though that we're listening to, he's actually sick.
Okay.
Um, and you'll hear that it is very interesting with the lyrics
Mhm.
because he goes into basically on what he's feeling,
Okay.
what he went through, etc. So we'll
Uh,
we'll discuss more of it as soon as we go.
all right.
Oh, and this was all one take as well, by the way.
Oh, good. Does he play classical guitar?
I think so. He plays the guitar quite a bit. He
Yeah.
plays the guitar in most of his, especially in the next one that you're gonna want to listen to is Jenny and Screech.
Uh,
Um, he uses the same guitar, and it just
it
sounds pretty good
it
with
just
this.
sounds very on the classical side.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect, you're always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one.
Okay, so with his accent, it kind of throws me off, so I'm trying to pay attention to the lyrics. This
Oh,
is
it's
kind of,
British.
yeah, I'm not used to it. It's not a
Yeah,
not a
not a
diss,
bad thing.
guys. It's not a diss, guys. So like if the fans come, it's not. It's just getting used to the accent, basically. Um, this is like kind of reminding me of. It's like a more better version of Eminem's Stan. Like the way
Just
that
a little
he's
bit.
enunciating his crazy side is reminding me of when M was Slim Shady in a way. So
Fun
I don't know if
fact.
maybe he was inspired by that.
fun fact, Eminem has acknowledged him.
Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah.
figured.
So,
I figured it had to be some correlation because that style, the way that he's doing it, though, you could tell like it's definitely from him. But I think this is much better than Eminem's Stan. I'm just saying how
yeah.
similar it was to me.
So with this, it's because he was misdiagnosed with a bunch of other mental disorders.
Yeah.
He's gone to Canada. He had treatments. It came to find out after all these years he had Lyme disease.
Yes.
He was
Oh my gosh.
misdiagnosed with getting bit by a tick, and I think he mentions it in the lyrics. I can't remember, but I'm sure he did. Or no, it was in the next one. It was in another one that I've done. That's why. That one will actually be a little bit more. That one will actually be a little more correlation. If you once you do this one, you do the Jenny and Screech, and then you do that one afterwards, and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense." Right. He's very. What do I want to say? Because he was misdiagnosed with schizophrenia. He was just a bunch of different things, and so he's trying to convey it to himself, or out there.
Yeah, no, I'm not. It's perfect. It's just reminding me of Stan by Eminem.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like the crazed fan versus Eminem. You know what I mean? Like it's reminding me of that a little bit, and I think that's really cool because that's something that for people that are just hearing him, they're like, oh man, I really like this part of that, and I really like the guitar because that reminds me of the classical music class I used to take. So I'm really liking this more than I thought it was going to be because he's not what I expected it to be.
That's why I never mentioned him much, and that's why I never really I wanted you to listen to this firsthand and just not know much about him until we started reacting.
Right, yeah, and I appreciate that. I know my uncle was posting about it the other day, and I was like, I can't click this right now.
That's hilarious.
But you don't have to tell me about wrongful misdiagnosis. Not only did it happen to me mentally, but other ways as well. So it happens a lot. We're not going to get into that, but yeah, I feel so bad that he went through all that treatment only to find out he has Lyme disease, and catching that early is critical too. So
yeah.
All right, I just wanted to pause and say it reminded me of that Eminem song.
And split in two, that makes one. So you see, you got never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath it. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, REN. Hi, REN. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rain falls soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So care of the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate different side. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Do you think
I'm trying not to get too involved because I know exactly what he means by that end part there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly love how raw this was, and it's giving me hope for the newer generation of music, and I feel like artists such as himself are going to take down the beast of the industry eventually, and it needs to be slain.
Yeah.
I know people
He's
are like, "What the
very.
hell are you talking about, Mercy?" If you guys don't know, you guys
A
probably don't.
lot of Ren fans know what you're saying.
But
So
I have no idea. But I've had people that I know go into it and watch the destruction. So it gives me hope that him being so raw with this and raw with like everything he's gone through, that's exactly what music's supposed to be. It's supposed
yeah.
to be there for us. It's supposed to help us when he's talking about how he's like hope and known by many names such as that. That's exactly what music's supposed to be. So this kind of gives me hope for the industry alone. And I love the fact that he does have a lot of fans, and the fact that he does, right? Like, especially when he talks about how he doesn't care about radios, care about the billboards, and he shouldn't. And if you're a musician out there, you shouldn't care about that either. Trust
Yeah.
me, you don't want that. Uh, you know, without getting into the wacky zone where we'll get banned for this,
Right.
I have
Patreon is
watched
a
it
good
happen
place.
to people. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? On Patreon maybe we'll talk about it more in depth. But I really dug this more than I thought I would. Because I didn't know what to expect. It's more of a raw reaction, but
Yeah.
this is super powerful, and I'm glad that it can help people. And it sucks that he was misdiagnosed too, because there's so many issues that come with misdiagnosis as well, and it makes you go into psychosis and stuff like that. That happened to me several times myself. That's why it took me about 15 years to get better. Doctors don't know what the hell they're doing, guys. Like, I hate to break it to you. They really don't.
They do, and they really good ones do, and really just
half
ones
of
that
them
just kind of shove off.
Half of them are
Medication.
Googling in their office before they come see you. That's why they want a few minutes. That's why they have you tell the nurse first. Like, they're Googling your crap first. It's wrong. And there's, like he said, there's very few mental professionals and doctors that actually do know their stuff and do care about you. It's super hard to find, and I wish it would change. I wish that would totally change. Are you freezing again?
Yeah, you froze up.
Oh, I didn't freeze on my end, so I don't know. You froze on my end, though.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess when we froze together. That's weird.
But I hope people like himself keep making music, and I hope they bring light to the situations that truly need our light, and we stop fighting over stupid stuff, and we can make everything better for everybody at the end. Because at the end of the day, as human beings, like he says, like, I like how he was talking about, like, the bigger the light, the bigger the shadow it casts too. Because the more you get better, absolutely, the shadow is going to fight you tenfold. It will do that. And it's going to try to convince you that you're not making milestones. You are. But you gotta remember, like, okay, hey, you can sit back and take a day too. You don't always have to rush it. And also, stop listening to TikTok gurus. Listen to people like this artist right here who's actually going through it firsthand. Like, this is genuine. This is authentic. And this is what we were talking about in the last video, where we were talking about how I had a problem with singer-songwriters that pretend to go through things and write music versus the people like himself who are genuinely going through it. This I don't mind, because he's not sitting here pretending. You can't pretend this. Like, even if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You can't pretend this. And with him, I thought it was funny too, after I mentioned Eminem, he mentioned Eminem in the song.
Yeah. By the way, the comments will absolutely tell you which ones to react to next, but they will also tell you about his history on what happened to him and everything. They'll go more in depth than I did. But
perfect. Yeah, I welcome it. I welcome being told everything about new artists that I listen to. For everybody that's new over here, I mostly listen to metal, so this is I like different genres too, but my main thing is metal, So when it comes to music,
rap, he does a lot of different styles,
which is something I've noticed a lot with independent musicians these days, and I think that's the perfect formula. Because lately, there might be a couple songs that might need the groove from hip hop, but it won't work with your normal metal side, so you got to merge it. It seems like this whole night that we've been reacting to music, it's been genre mergers.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's like it felt more like I can never put my finger on what it sounds like. It sounds like, you're in Mexico and they're just playing the music
oh
and then
yeah, it
they're
sounded like
I
Spanish
can't
guitar.
yeah, or like Italian or something. I can never
Yeah,
put my finger on Ren's music.
to me, it just sounded like the classical music. If you watch, there's a movie from the 80s called The Crossroads, and it's about like this classical guitar musician that defeats the devil at a guitar
Oh, okay.
contest. It's a really good movie if you haven't seen it.
Nice.
I,
No,
I
I've not
totally, I
seen it.
think you and your wife would like it. It's really good.
Okay.
But it reminded me of that, and so like as soon as I could see that he can authentically play stuff like that, the mixture of using that kind of stuff, and like you said, like the Spanish influence, I hear that too. All that kind of stuff. It's just you could see how universal music really is at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and like his devil side there trying to act all big and mighty. You guys got to remember the devil's a little bitch. You just got to
Yeah.
remember that. So anytime that you're having a day where you're going to slip on back, remember the devil's a bitch because the devil's an egomaniac. So the more you're sad and you you go back, which I know it's hard because I have days myself where and days that I feel really really bad, I just sit down and eat cheese.
Cheese is good.
So
I love cheese.
yeah. But you got to remember the devil's a bitch, and you know, and the more you make strides to be happy, he's absolutely right. That shadow's going to come back tenfold, and it happens more often than not because misery loves your company. So that voice in your head that is like that, that's not you. You know, and anybody out there struggling with the mental stuff, man, I really hope that the worldwide mental health services get much better than they are
Yeah.
because I help a lot of people from all over, and it's hard to watch sometimes. There's
Yeah,
some
it
people
is.
that I can help get proper care, and then there's some that I can't, and that's the most devastating thing.
Yeah.
um I don't think anybody should be wrongfully diagnosed, especially with something so serious as these things. And
Lyme
it's
disease is
so
no joke.
complex too. And yeah, Lyme disease, like the fact that, well, you know what, I shouldn't say because of my predicament either. You would think the doctors would do required testing, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. um and it's a disservice. I really like this though. I liked his different vocal stylings too. I like how raw it is. You said it was done in one take, so
Hmm.
I'm glad there's many people out there that are fans and appreciate that. Especially in the
Jenny.
world today full of digital garbage that we have, it's very cool to see this. And authenticity, I always tell people, is the main thing, and they're like, but it's 10 times harder being authentic. It's better to be like everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 times harder, but the reward is 10 times greater, my friends.
Yeah.
Like, listen, even in his song, he even tells you, like, hey, I'm helping people, so it doesn't matter that I'm not on the charts or whatever. The
Yeah.
reward is greater when you're authentic because then you don't have to have a mask. You don't have to, because eventually the mask is going to slip,
Yep.
especially if you start getting those big bucks. It's going to slip.
Yeah.
And then once you break the character out of what you signed on that contract, those big bucks go away and they will dispose you. They will dispose you. They will get you hooked to stuff. They will make you seem crazy, the Lulu. I've seen it several times myself. And like he
Yep.
mentioned, you guys know what I'm talking about. We got to be careful over here. This is extremely powerful. I'll definitely have to give it a listen by myself again to really listen because getting used to his accent, I'm usually good with accents, but his is very strong. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like I gotta get into the zone, especially because we've been listening to songs previously, so it's a completely different accent from what we were listening to before. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna have to re-listen to this one. I'll probably do a deep dive of this one over on the Patreon too, where I can discuss more of what I mean that I can't do
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
Um,
Jenny and Screech would be the next one. I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want. They'll tell
right,
you which ones to do next.
right.
But usually I think Sick Boy is the one that where he talks more about his
Mhm.
illnesses and whatnot. But I think that could be the next one if you want it to be. I'm
Right.
pretty sure they wouldn't care either way.
Right. Now, fans, you let me know in the comments down below how I
Yeah.
should do it. My thing is being raw and real like this. moves mountains, and people don't realize it, but you never know who you're gonna touch. So I appreciate this so much, and this is way better, and it's really hefty. There's so much going on in it, but I'm happy it's there
Yeah.
because it needs to be said in a non-influencer way. I'm so tired of seeing all this bullshit. Bring back the raw artists, whether you're a musician, a painter, photographer, content creator, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Just be raw and real, and the people will follow you. Sure, you might not get the mansion on the hills or the champagne and the limos, but that crap is overrated anyway. Plus, by the time you're done paying all your managers anyway, you're in debt and all that shit doesn't make sense anyway. So don't worry about that. When you got the people backing you, that's more powerful than anything. That's more powerful than any suit, any contract, any lawyer. It's more powerful than anything. And I think what's getting me on this one is it's reminding me so much of when I was going through my mental stuff. And I probably could have used a song like this when I was going through that. You know what I mean? To show the back and forth, because human beings are complex. And the issue with the digital age that I see so much is that there is no, we put filters on everything. We edit everything. We digitize. We are stripping ourselves of our own humanity through everything we do every day. And we don't even notice it because they market it as a social media platform or do this, do that, trends. But what you're slowly doing is you're dehumanizing yourself. And when that happens, it makes mental illness a lot worse. I see it way more than people think. People don't think that this is an addiction, but when you're going through mental illnesses, this can become an addiction. And the issue with that is there are people on TikTok that will prey on that. I have lost 6 friends to a cult on TikTok. Unfortunately, these wonderful people are misdiagnosed as well.
Yeah.
A few of them did get out and got the proper diagnosis, and they're doing well now. They're doing fantastic. But the issue is trying to stay grounded where you're trying to go through is the hardest thing. Because it's so easy to turn to this TikTok stuff and be like, oh man, that relates to me. They're doing it on purpose. They prey on it. And I have empathy for people that end up getting into those groups because they just want the truth. They want the diagnosis so they can figure out what they need to do to live their best life. I have no quarrels with them. I do have a quarrel with the people preying on these people.
Yeah.
And musicians like REN, I hope. It's temperamental, I swear.
It came from your mouth.
I know. Because I said like. I don't know if it's voice activated or what.
I don't think so. It should just be like just the thumb. Yeah, see, there's 2 of them now for me. That's weird.
I don't know. But I'm happy this is there. I'm happy that his fans feel like they could be raw with him, and the community itself, it seems like they're a close-knit group, which is fantastic. And
they're a wonderful bunch.
That's what needs to be happening more and more. So this is super exciting. Again, sorry he had to go through this. Sorry for anybody that had to go through it too. I had to go through it myself. But I'm happy to see this because this could break the chains of everything, and that is fantastic.
He's hit #1 Billboard in UK with a lot of these songs.
Good.
Yeah, I think even further than that. I'm not sure if it was in the US either, but I'm not too
I'd be a little, I don't know. I think he'll be all right. He seems to have a strong backbone despite everything, so I think he'll be all right.
I don't think he'll ever sign. I think he has his own. I'm not sure, the comments can correct me on this, but I think he's signed to his own self.
Good, because in this social media age, while this can be an addiction, you can use it to your advantage once you're grounded up here. You can use it to do it yourself. There's no reason for you to...
Him and his friend Sam do it together, I think.
Perfect.
He's the recording and whatnot.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. Well, guys, let me know which one I should check out next in the comments down below. I hope you guys don't
Yes.
mind us rambling. The collab reactions usually tend to us rambling because we're having a
Yep.
discussion. So, you know, but that's what it's all about over here. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much for showing this to me, and don't forget
No
to look
problem.
over on his channel if you aren't already subscribed over there. All links are in the description. And thanks to everybody that comments, like, share, subscribes, and all that good stuff. And also thank you to Mage for being on the Patreon, and 80. Hi 80. How's it going for being on the Patreon? And everybody that everybody that donates to the Ko-fi and the super thanks. It's helping me a lot since now I have to make this my at least part-time job. So
Yeah.
thank you guys. It's helping me a lot. And I'll see you on the flippity flop.
Bye,
Bye bye.
everybody.